after the rival went bankrupt. I took the opportunity to support her. Just when I was about to have a big fight, suddenly a barrage passed before my eyes. Wait for her to make a comeback. You'll die miserably if you wear it. I was even more excited after hearing this. How could I not bully her now? I immediately began to taste the little bundle that the other party had raised for more than 20 years. Later I saw that Gu Qinghan had already built a large wall in the barrage. Pan, please wish yourself well. So I decided to break up. As a result, Gu Qinghan's eyes turned red. Poor Shi West opened her mouth and fell in love with another woman. It is wrong to bully the undead. It doesn't sound like a dog. It is gratifying that the Gu family is bankrupt, because the Gu family and the Wang family are in a competitive relationship. As soon as the Gu family fell, the Wang family has fallen behind. As the only son of the Wang family, I feel more confident in expressing my opinions. Then flowers were released in the circle. Anyone who dares to help Gu Qinghan will have trouble with me. Gu Qinghan is the illegitimate daughter of the Gu family who has no reputation. In fact, there is no such thing as her father's first love. As a result, her father climbed a high branch. At her mother's signal, she took the ball and ran away. Gu Qinghan is that ball. At the age of 18, she was admitted to a prestigious school in the city, but was thrown back by her father. Everyone in the circle laughs at her for being a pheasant who cannot change into a real phoenix. But she always added a secret word. But it does look quite pleasing to the eye. I always marvel at how beautiful my figure is. Gu Qinghan was teased at a party once. Push into the water from behind. It turns out she can't swim. The fluttering looks like a duck. Everyone was laughing at her, but I jumped down, rescue her. I took the opportunity to touch her spring hard. The clothes were wet and clinging to the body. Outline almost perfect contour lines. I swallowed. Gu Qinghan. The doctor said thank you. The sound is also nice, seductive and seductive. If only this voice could speak in bed. If you want more, it should be pretty good. It's not a big deal to worry about having an illegitimate daughter, but it's a big deal. The belated host shivered. Undead, why did you go down? I'm really sorry for the unprofessional security today. I will punish them immediately. You go upstairs and change your clothes first. I've called the doctor. The moment you hear my name, Gu Qinghan's eyes were shocked for a moment. The two families are friends. They are mortal enemies. Anyone saved by her archenemy would be shocked. I pursed my lips and did answer. Glancing at Gu Qinghan, who was already wrapped up tightly, she scolded the doctor. It's a pity that I should have touched it twice more. Let the doctor come and take a look at her. I don't need to come here because I'm a temporary uprising. If I hadn't seen clearly the face splashing in the water, I won't save people out of kindness. But this accident made me remember it for a long time. Especially later in business, I often encountered Gu Qinghan's graceful figure wrapped in tailor-made clothes. Paired with those ever-indifferent glasses, it makes my heart itch. So after the Gu family went bankrupt, I saved Gu Qinghan immediately. She had just arrived at the Gu family a few years ago and didn't think much about it. You shouldn't carry too much cargo either. A debt not too big or too small. Logically speaking, it's not difficult to find a job based on her resume. It's a pity that I said this. She can't survive it all. After being rejected 5 times in a month, Gu Qinghan finally came to me and asked in a suppressed voice, "Why are you targeting me?" I smiled generously and openly. "Because I want you, Gu Qinghan, to pay your debt to me. I will give you a lot more on your behalf. You should know that you have no blood." Gu Qinghan went to my bed that night. The moment it stabilizes, I saw the barrage in front of me. The vicious male supporting character lets go of the female protagonist. She will be a famous storyteller in the future. If the undead hadn't humiliated Gu Qinghan so much right now, the heroine wouldn't be so hardworking anymore. The heroine was so miserable that she was forced to sleep with someone she didn't love at all. I must have tried so hard later to leave her early, waiting for Gu Qinghan to make a comeback. The undead are finished. A vicious male supporting actor will never end well. Will be tortured to death by the heroine. Saw this barrage. I raised the corners of my mouth. Then she bit the corner of Gu Qinghan's mouth fiercely. The blood spreads in the mouth. I'm even more excited. If Gu Qinghan will become stronger in the future, then when can we wait until now? If the tiger is flat, you just deserve to be bullied. Gu Qinghan's face gradually turned pale. After being passionate, she couldn't help but invade my name. It's best to call me Dad, and always remember that I remember all the bad faces I left for you. From then on, Gu Qinghan became my favorite. I also settled the last debt for her as promised. The day I sent away my creditors, Gu Qinghan sat next to me and pursed her lips. Without saying a word, before the creditor left, B gave Gu Qinghan a playful look. When I walked to the door, my leader stopped and came back to apologize. The creditor was stunned. I was so impatient that I came over to apologize to her. It depends on the owner when it comes to beating a dog. I am the bodyguard with eyes who will keep everyone together. If you don't do it, you'll offend me. When the time comes, not only will you not be able to take away the money, but you will also not be able to think about getting involved without being trampled to death. The creditor came over and apologized to Gu Qinghan politely. Gu Qinghan panicked for a moment and then stood up. She went back upstairs without saying a word. That night she was particularly distant. I had a great time. I lay my head on the bed. I took a few more glances at the spots on her body. Speaking of Gu Qinghan casually, "You were confused by me," Gu Qinghan said in a muffled voice. I poked those green seeds with my finger. And I touched the spring light dishonestly, then press it hard and laugh until you were here. How can you meet people? Gu Qinghan snorted. The hoarse voice is gone. I smiled without making a sound. No one thinks of me as a retarded person anymore. The barrage revealed everything in her cell. The heroine who hangs in front of my eyes all day long has found a partner. Due the direction of her previous research, it's completely different from menswear. No need to be suppressed by her. I find it funny sometimes. Why did I suppress her? I checked that what Gu Qinghan is doing behind my back has no impact on the future of the Wang family. Then I don't care what she does. As for what the barrage said about my fate, the male protagonist will be locked up and tortured by the female protagonist. I'm asking if I can't run. As long as the Wang family is around, this won't be a problem. If the Wang family disappears, my eyes darkened. Then it probably wouldn't be Gu Qinghan's turn to seek revenge. I have so many enemies. Gu Qinghan, even Lao Jing. Gu Qinghan has been very busy recently. The barrage said that her career has entered a critical period. She secretly meets with her partners every day when I'm not around. So I deliberately took advantage of the time to get home before her. When Gu Qinghan came in, she saw surprise on my face on the sofa, and her eyes lit up after a moment. You came so early today. I ignored her. But Gu Qinghan became anxious. She came close to me and looked again and again. Finally, I put my green hand on my forehead and started massaging it. I'm very tearful. You look very bad. Her tone was full of distress and worry. At this moment, I thought that even if she was being hypocritical, it would be worth it, and it would be quite appropriate for her. After I was convinced by your uncle and continued to lose my temper completely, I leaned on the sofa and ordered her. I was hungry. Gu Qinghan blushed for a moment. Then she started to unbutton and pick up from top to bottom. I watched with interest as she removed the bottom one. I've called it quits. What I said was that I was hungry. I want to eat the fish you cooked. I teased her as far as you want. Gu Qinghan's face instantly turned red. Blind Butterfly ran towards the kitchen and immediately saw her running away in embarrassment. I was in a good mood. Life is all about moving in time. After eating the fish, by the way, she also ate for comfort. Soon I met Gu Qinghan in a hotel room. I had just separated from her after discussing cooperation. When passing by the private room, I happened to see the door open and bump into Gu Qinghan. She froze in place and was caught in embarrassment. The woman who was strategizing just now disappeared without a trace in an instant. Does the person behind her ask Prime Minister Gu a friend? Gu Qinghan didn't know how to speak. I stepped forward and stretched out my right hand. Hello. I am Gu Qinghan's friend, Wang Lin. Everyone here knows my name. Gu Qinghan's partners were even happier. She held my hand back and looked between me and Gu Qinghan a few times. Those who do business are all smart people. How can you not see that we have a close relationship? It's just that she flattered the wrong person. It turns out to be Mr. Wang. No wonder Mr. Gu always shows off her excellent boyfriend outside and shows off her affection every day. Hearing this, Gu Qinghan panicked. Her eyes were more frightened than before. What are you afraid of? Afraid that I would reveal her true identity on the spot. Just one of my dogs. Afraid of her career that was about to take off. From then on, I fell into a trough and became depressed, afraid that you will never be able to escape from me. I smiled slightly and didn't answer. Then don't bother Mr. Gu and Mr. Wang. We will have more interactions with each other in the future. I'd love to follow. Leave a few polite words. Gu Qinghan and I were the only ones left at the scene. Gu Qinghan's face turned pale. I want to explain, but don't know what to say. So cute. The corner of my mouth curled up slightly, and I said, "You know what to do tonight." Gu Qinghan asked for a moment and then nodded. Of course, I can do whatever I want. Sometimes I always have an illusion. It seems that sooner or later I will be trapped in this feeling. This has been going on for more than half a year. One day, I saw the barrage again. It was so good. I took advantage of some time ago to go on a business trip. The heroine has finally risen. The heroine is now beautiful on the Black Coast. When Mr. Gu went back, she found that the world had changed. I really want to see her unhappy expression. I changed the return time I told Gu Qinghan. Gu Qinghan arrived home early, and sure enough, she wasn't there anymore. It's really unpleasant. When Gu Qinghan came back, all I saw were a few suitcases. Surprise welled up in her eyes, and she asked anxiously, "What does this mean?" And when I looked at her, it turned out that she had a career that supported people. Obviously, the same face has not changed. Now the proud Gu Qinghan, just like when someone pushed me into the pool. Zhang Hong's helpless little boy was completely different from the other two. If I said to Gu Qinghan now, "You probably won't succeed if you talk to me like that," I feel relieved when I think of this. Fortunately, it's not a loss after using it. I kicked it casually, and a suitcase fell to her feet with a thud. "Gu Qinghan, I don't want you anymore. Just take your things and get out." I stood up and walked upstairs. "Just leave your back to her. If you feel dirty and don't want to take it, you can just throw it away. Anyway, Mr. Gu nowadays probably doesn't like this anymore." "Gu Qinghan, I'm tired of playing." I spoke very smoothly. "Because I have already prepared. I never make an account I'm not prepared for. It has long been ensured that the Wang family will not be affected. So it does seem that difficult to say goodbye now. Not just a woman. There are so many women in the world. I just want to hook my hand. Some are more willing to crawl into my bed." But suddenly a question came from behind. Why did Gu Qinghan choke and collapse afterwards? "Why don't you want my body and you have your eye on any woman?" It is wrong to abandon the souls of the dead. It's not that I sound aggrieved like a dog. If we didn't know that Gu Qinghan's career is developing very well now, I would really be deceived by her pitiful appearance. But seeing a man who is obviously successful in her career acting like a dog in front of me, It's also quite interesting. I raised the corners of my mouth and looked at Gu Qinghan. Do you know that you look very much like a dog now? You said that if I told others what you were like now, can you still be the boss of Gu? The blood on Gu Qinghan's face receded little by little. Squeeze out a sentence from your throat. You have always known what you know about the time difference. While coaxing me, I was looking for someone to cooperate with me to make a comeback. Knowing that she is going through trouble with the money I gave her, I know what happened. I don't care about getting there in time. It's boring for Gu Qinghan to stalk her. When Gu Qinghan left, she didn't take anything with her, and her back was completely lost. I saw the barrage of comments about male supporting actors. You are seeking death. Why humiliating the heroine like this won't yield good results? Now it's time. The heroine talks about humiliation as motivation. From now on, Mai Mei and the male protagonist fall in love and get to know each other. The men who wear clothes are all passers-by who are older than him. I impatiently responded to the barrage. You are the supporting actors. If I have money and good looks, I can be the protagonist in countless people's lives. Shut up. Your barrage was cleared for 2 seconds. Then the blowout was an explosion. He can see that he has a pimple. Please come and fix it. Wrong. You've seen it all. So why are you letting the heroine go? Hurry up and hug the heroine's thighs tightly. Just forget it. I can't sleep alone at night. I actually missed Gu Qinghan's warmth. Not long after, I saw Gu Qinghan transform into Mr. Gu at a business party. Gu Qinghan seems to be more noble than before the Gu family went bankrupt. The faint smile hanging on the corner of her mouth attracted attention. And next to her, except for the woman I saw last time, there was also a man's barrage that suddenly became boiling. The male and female protagonists occupy a really eye-catching vine garden. You must be envious of Gu Qinghan's official male attire. I don't care about the male protagonist who is not the second female lead. I took a closer look and looked at the figure standing next to Teng Huiyuan. She was wearing a silver dress and had a pair of enchanting peach blossom eyes. His eyes were locked tightly on Teng Huiyuan. I know who she is. Miss Yan Chua of the Yan family. The head of the Yan family has always been spoiled by you and turned into a lawless eldest lady. Everyone could see that he had a close relationship with Teng Huiyuan. I wonder how this compares to Gu Qinghan's face. Although he is also pretty, but not as good-looking as Gu Qinghan. Moreover, Yan Chuyu, the eldest lady who relies on her family's ancestral business for her blessings. No one can compare to Gu Qinghan. This male protagonist is stupid. I cannot understand. But I looked at it so anxiously. I looked at Gu Qinghan. Gu Qinghan looked at me with stern eyes. I rolled my eyes at her and turned around to talk to others. But Gu Qinghan seemed to sincerely want to make me miserable. Squeeze to me and speak. Mr. Wang and I had something to discuss, and she said so. The others could only get out of my way, and I turned to leave, but was stopped by Gu Qinghan. Gu Qinghan lowered her head slightly and raised her mouth in a threatening manner. Where is Mr. Wang going in such a hurry? I'm so malicious that you can't control it. There are people. Gu Qinghan's face turned pale instantly. Look at her naked appearance. I'm in a good mood. Sorry, Mr. Gu. I don't like to keep people waiting for too long. I'll take my leave first. Actually, I was just a little drunk. Go back to your room and rest. I made another call. Ask someone to bring me some anti-hangover medicine. I feel uncomfortable all over after drinking too much wine. I always feel like I have the stench of bone wine. I couldn't stand it anymore, so I took a shower and wrapped myself in a bath towel. When I came out, the doorbell rang. My hangover was about to begin. I opened the door, but she saw Gu Qinghan. Gu Qinghan glanced at my 9 fast abs and swallowed, her voice hoarse. You really called someone else? There was a cluster of fire in her eyes. I know clearly that the meaning behind this look is that it would have been better to sit down when Gan Chai Lihuo was sitting before. But now I bow to her. Mr. Gu, it's inappropriate for you to knock on my door. The noble Mr. Gu suddenly lowered her head and forcefully squeezed in. The door slammed shut, and Gu Qinghan locked the door again. After doing all this, she will hold me tightly in my arms. It was like she wanted to rub me into her body. Gu Qinghan's voice was harsh and she said, "Please don't find anyone else. You can't let me go. I will do better than them all." The familiar breath surrounds me. I was probably so drunk that I was immersed in this gentle box all night and couldn't extricate myself. When I woke up, I subconsciously called out to Gu Qinghan that I wanted the room to be empty. I looked left and right at the clothes neatly folded beside the bed. And there is indeed no trace of Gu Qinghan here. My eyes darkened, especially when I saw the barrage. I was so angry that why did Manpei turn on the light and drag the heroine into bed again? Men, don't imagine that the male and female protagonists are a couple. You and the female protagonist. With good results. Let me tell you secretly that something happened to the hero. The heroine is accompanying them now. I close my eyes. Take a deep breath. Try to calm down. Open your eyes after 3 seconds. I can't fucking calm down. Bitten by a dog. Can you not be angry? Or a bad dog who bites her tail to pretend to be good? I packed up my clothes and went to catch the room, returned late and left early. Fortunately, this room is meant for guests to rest. I won't be a disciple when I come out of here. I met a few acquaintances on the way and joked that Mr. Wang did see you last night. I'm so polite that I can't drink enough. Make everyone laugh. I will have a good chat with you some other day, while sharpening the knife in my heart. I wish I could pull out the instigator and cut her to pieces with 1,000 knives. Relying on the barrage, I quickly found out Gu Qinghan's location. The male protagonist has entered Black Coast Hospital. This is the perfect time for the male and female protagonists to heat up their relationship, seeing how anxious the heroine is. This is not what love is. I am so angry that I grind my teeth and scratch my head. Am I anxious? It doesn't matter. I'll make her more anxious. I fell out of surveillance at home. I picked up some random clips from the past and sent them to my assistant. As long as these pictures are reported, Gu Qinghan's career will be greatly affected. I don't care. This is the price she should pay for what happened last night. Or maybe it's the price she paid for hiding it from me before. But when I rushed to the hospital, I happened to bump into Gu Qinghan and Teng Huayun. It's different from the imagined picture. The vine garden is in the arms of Yan Shuyu. Yan Shuyu's tone is gentle like a nanny. Does the baby feel uncomfortable in any way? I was wrong. I shouldn't have asked for so much last night. I was so pretentious with my bad words. It's just for Gu Qinghan's ears. There's an obvious mark on Teng Huayun's neck. Yan Shuyu is really a madman. Then why is Gu Qinghan here for the next second? I heard Gu Qinghan say impatiently, "Next time, please don't delay the company's business because of this kind of thing." The company situation was so urgent last night. Is it appropriate that I contact you? Teng Huayun lowered his head and said he was sorry that there would be no next time. Yan Shuyu tightened her grip on the old man of Tenghua. She narrowed her eyes and said to Gu Qinghan, "Why are you so fierce? If your little shabby company collapses, it will collapse. Yan Shuyu, you've had enough." The speaker spoke. Yan Shuyu calmed down her anger instantly. I said aggrievedly that I know, baby. I won't tell. Gu Qinghan sighed. After all, it's hard to say anything to the wounded. But at this moment, Gu Qinghan's eyes lit up as she met my eyes. Then I felt a little guilty again. Wang Lin. Why are you here? Yes. Why am I here? When I came back to my senses, I realized how out of control my behavior was. Was I so angry that I wanted to destroy Gu Qinghan? But why? My eyes are confused. Why am I so angry because I didn't see Gu Qinghan? Is it just that if the bed is not there, then it is not worth such a fuss? The answer is not worth it. So I said coldly, "Just came to meet a friend." After saying that, I turned around and left. Behind me, Gu Qinghan also hurriedly said goodbye to Teng Waiwan, and Yan Chuyu caught up with me. Gu Qinghan held my wrist. The tone was firm and could not be refused. Wang Lin, let's talk. I can't be in the hall in public. Are you going to stage a hugging and flirting scene with Gu Qinghan? So I followed her wishes and went to my car to talk. Gu Qinghan nodded hurriedly. But the direction of the curtain has changed somewhat. Isn't it why I think the female protagonist and the male protagonist are more attractive to each other? The male and female protagonists are the official match. You are so evil. I get a headache when I see these words now. So she spoke before Gu Qinghan. I ask you, what's going on? Gu Qinghan was stunned for a moment. Then she put a smile on her face and said, Wang Min, do you care about my relationship with her? I don't want to do that jealousy drama. I just don't like my dog to be someone else's dog. I said it harshly. But Gu Qinghan seemed completely unaware. Speaker Teng is the technical director of our company. He is very powerful. But our relationship is just a cooperative relationship. To be precise, it is a superior-subordinate relationship. I got a call this morning. The company has an emergency. You were still sleeping when I left. I'm sorry to leave you alone. You came just because of me. Gu Qinghan blinked her eyes and reminded me of the way she used to meekly kneel at my feet and pinch my legs. I was so fascinated that Gu Qinghan seemed very happy. Then can I continue to stay by your side? Anticipation shining in eyes. I don't understand that Gu Qinghan is so famous now. It is no longer the same person it was after bankruptcy. I can only bully a poor girl who is unable to escape. Why does she look like this? I was too lazy to guess and just asked Gu Qinghan. I used to humiliate you so much. Don't you hate me? Gu Qinghan was stunned and hated. After several minutes of silence between each other, Gu Qinghan suddenly smiled bitterly. Why should I hate you for the bankruptcy of the Gu family? I was cornered. If it weren't for you, I might have starved to death. How dare I hate you? You gave me so much. Without you, I wouldn't have everything I have now. Why should I hate you? And the more Gu Qinghan talked, the more she became more and more petty. I obviously love you very much. After saying that, she raised her head and glanced at me. The eyes are complicated, like fear, expectation, pity. It turns out love is such a complicated thing. It turned out that she actually said she loved me, and I was a little confused. But Muchi went crazy. What plot do I have? The heroine confesses to the male partner and agrees to follow her. Love and soulmate for a long time. My dear, please accept this puppy. So all the heroine's previous efforts. It can also be explained as being worthy of a man. There is a saying that this is better than fighting with the male protagonist. At least I didn't see any spark of love between the male and female protagonists. Obviously, it was only the exploitation by superiors and subordinates that angered me. Later, I felt that Gu Qinghan called this a confession. Then what should I do? Should I agree? I don't know that I opened the opening of the car and deliberately didn't look at Gu Qinghan's voice so tight that when you got out of the car and heard it, Gu Qinghan looked surprised. The look on her face hurt should be healed for the rest of her life. She was always so obedient. Before she got off the car, I suddenly reached out and grabbed her. But she let go of her hand as if she had encountered a hot potato, and there seemed to be a lot to say in her heart. In the end, there was only one sentence. Give me some time. In the past, the longest way to talk about cooperation with people was to give me some time. We will think carefully about the business and say this to save face and leave a way out. So now is there a way out? Do we need to leave a way out between me and Gu Qinghan? At first, I obviously just wanted to see how the flattering expression on that face beneath me was all messed up. I've been so busy lately that I've almost forgotten about Gu Qinghan. But maybe it's because I don't want to think about it. But there are always problems. When I was distressed, an uninvited guest came to my door. Yan Chuyu's dyed hair is so anxious that she doesn't even think about opening her mouth. Undead. Let's cooperate. I didn't even bother to raise my eyes. If it weren't for the Yan family's sake, I can't even see her with a sword. I don't remember the cooperation between the Wang family and the Yan family. You came to talk about it. Yan Chuyu was so disdainful that she didn't say it was the Yan family's business. My expression was on the verge of death. Please go back. Dealing with such people. Simply. Time. However, Yan Chuyu spoke the next second. Let's work together to turn Gu Qinghan's company into a pornographic company. I looked at Yan Chuyu. A smile twitched at the corner of her mouth. The seriousness in her eyes doesn't look fake. I didn't ask why and gave me a reason. Teng Huayuan is a general manager of Gu Qinghan's company. Teng Huayuan would be happy if Gu Qinghan's company was destroyed. Is Yan Chuyu just pretending to be true? Did you like Rattengarden very much? What does her company do? Yan Chiyu's eyes flashed with a strange light. Of course it's to keep her by my side. She cares too much about that broken company. She spent most of her time on such a small, broken company. She didn't know what it was worth paying for. I dislike Yan Chuyu very much and continues to speak impatiently. Are you different? After you are destroyed, Gu Qinghan can continue to stay by your side. Don't you want to ask me to cooperate? You're probably afraid that I'll help Gu Qinghan. I snorted coldly. Unlike you, I am willing to hear the details. Don't blame me for being such a bitch. Gu Qinghan wished she could be my dog. You know you want to be a dog for Teng Huayuan. Does he want it? Yan Chuyu's face turned pale with anger. I will continue to output. You can't even treat me as a dog. Who would want to be a dog if Chuyo is so angry? I want to be the master and see how angry she is. I suddenly realized that this fool was not easy either, so I kindly advised her to give up this idea. If you do anything, the speaker will hate you for the rest of his life. Chuyo was stunned for a moment and then laughed. There is such a good thing. Then he will remember me forever. I suddenly became impatient. But Yan Chuyu said it was hate, not love. Yan Chuyu was completely stunned for a long time. After that, she left angrily and left a rather awkward sentence. Don't tell me to give up. I've been here. I won't let you go. I don't care about threats from a fool. So she called Gu Qinghan backhand. Gu Qinghan immediately sounded excited. Wang Lin, are you willing to contact me? I thought about it and spoke carefully. Yan Chuyu, she may attack your company. Gu Qinghan has developed well. But if Yan Chuyu becomes crazy, that's not necessarily the case. Gu Qinghan paused for 2 seconds, and her tone was so bitter. Isn't it enough that you called me just for this? This is obviously very important. One more thing. Just come back on the day you picked. I just said to Yan Chuyu, hate is not love, but it wakes me up. Thinking of those days spent with Gu Qinghan, her obedience to her care, is that love or hate? She accepted all the humiliations I gave Gu Qinghan, but she still loves me. Then I can let her come back to me. I didn't expect Gu Qinghan to come back so quickly. She took nothing with her when she left. When I came back, I was alone. I stood on the stairs and watched her running towards me. Then she pulled me into a warm embrace. Wang Lin, you didn't abandon me. Don't worry. No matter who I become now, I won't change in front of you. You can still treat me like before. I opened her arms. She lowered her head and looked her up and down, narrowing her eyes slightly. Who allowed you to dress like this? Hearing this, Gu Qinghan hurriedly went to the bathroom to take a shower. By the way, I changed into my old clothes. When she came out, I'm sitting on the couch eating grapes. Gu Qinghan came over and skillfully started feeding me with her mouth. I patted her face so as not to seduce me. Gu Qinghan was dissatisfied and spoke. Used to like this the most. I'm impatient. Do I like grapes? Hearing this, Gu Qinghan's eyes lit up. Then she pulled me towards the bed. While in bed, I think, so empty. I won't wake up late at night anymore. You will no longer feel like something is missing. Undead concentration, Gu Qinghan desperately asked me. It's like I want to make up for all the days I missed. I'll take it all. Wake up the next day. My mind is blank. Gu Qinghan stared blankly at the ceiling, as before. kneading my side gently to make me feel comfortable. But at this time, the barrage suddenly spawned undead. You can see the barrage, right? Then go and save Teng Huayuan. You two have been getting along for 100 years. The life and death of the male protagonist and the lunatic who were left together in a certain place have nothing to do with me. But I always think of her standing next to Gu Qinghan that night. Such a dazzling and outstanding person. You shouldn't get caught up with a madman. So I said to Gu Qinghan, you contact Teng Huayuan, and Gu Qinghan is confused. What should I do for her at this time? Then she seemed to think of something. He hurriedly explained that Teng Huayuan and I were really innocent. I sighed and spoke. I know it's urgent for you to contact me. Gu Qinghan was very reluctant and hardened. Fortunately, Teng Huayuan answered Gu Qinghan's call. I don't know what was said on the other end. Gu Qinghan's face became increasingly ugly. Finally, she said that I might have to go to Wangling. Do you want to come together? She was a little unsure. I asked something related to Yan Shuyu. Gu Qinghan nodded. I knew that lunatic Yan Shuyu must not have listened to what I said last time. Actually, it doesn't matter if you don't want to go. If you don't like it, I don't have to go either. Gu Qinghan was hesitating, and it was obvious that she was embarrassed. I kicked her in the foot. I hate that I don't leave waste around me. If you can't keep the company, give it to me. Gu Qinghan went. I didn't go with you, but it does not prevent you from knowing the plot through barrages. All right, the heroine advised. At least the male protagonist won't jump off the building. Actually, the male supporting cast is quite good. If she doesn't let the heroine go, the male protagonist is probably really dead. It's obviously supposed to be a script where the female protagonist redeems the male protagonist. How could it become like this? Teng Huayuan wants to jump off the building. This was how far Yan Shuyu had pushed her. I'm curious. So when Gu Qinghan carefully asked if she could bring Teng Huayuan back first, I didn't refuse Teng Huayuan. The state is very bad? A group of folds were in a trance, but he still insisted on saying hello to me. Hello, Mr. Wang. Thank you. Nothing. You do it first. I cured Gu Qinghan. She was quite puzzled and said, why don't I want to stay with you? I pretend to be angry. Gu Qinghan immediately changed her mind. Okay. Then, if you have something to do, ask me to send everyone away. I found some clean clothes for Teng Huayuan. He held the corpse clothes for a moment. Then he shed tears and completely broke him guard. Thank you. I don't want to know why he became like this, but Teng Huayuan seems to have finally found an outlet to complain. Tell me everything. It turns out that Yan Shuyu committed suicide. I randomly found a remote place to jump into the river. As a result, Yan Shuyu was picked up by Teng Huayuan and concealed her identity. Stay with Teng Huayuan. The two have been in love for a long time. In the end, Yan Shuyu's identity was exposed. Then he forcibly brought Teng Huayuan back with him. One day, I suddenly saw a barrage. They say that I am the male protagonist, Yan Shuyu, and the crazy female protagonist too. They say that I will meet the female protagonist to save me. Later I met Gu Qinghan. I admit that she is very powerful. It was indeed much better for me to start my own business with her. But I don't love her. Why my dumb will become true? Why doesn't she believe me? Why does she force me to stay with her? Teng Huayuan's words are confusing, but I can piece together a rough idea. It seems that Yan Shuyu is causing trouble, discovered by Teng Huayuan. This situation only came about after the two had a falling out. To be honest, I'm very unhappy. I haven't gotten used to this old cross barrage for a long time. Why is it difficult to match a male protagonist? Everyone is the protagonist of their own life. Where is the difference between the master and the mate? And why are they so confused? It is estimated that Teng Huayuan will have such a deep entanglement with Yan Shuyu. There is also a reason to get angry with the barrage. Of course, what's even more dissatisfying is that the bastard Yan Shuyu said that this is not the way to be a dog, so she thought she was going to bite someone. Then I can only teach her what instructor. I comforted Teng Huaiwan and asked him, "Do you still want to stay with Yan Shuyu?" She thought for a moment and shook her head and said softly that it's fine if I don't want anyone. I made a few calls and went out. Then she came to Gu Qinghan to arrange a lot of things. Gu Qinghan became more and more excited after hearing this. "Finally, hold my hand, Wang Ming. You actually sit down like this for me." Why is it just for her normal business planning? But seeing how excited she was wanting to bite her tail, I couldn't help but say that Yan Chuyu's dependence on the Yan family should not be underestimated. But it's a pity that when I met me, I was hurt and sinking in the sea. Yan Chuyu is still playing non-mainstream suicide. Before long, she was defeated. Beyond my expectation. She comes to the door like a bereaved dog. I'm not talking about the money I lost. But ask me about her. I didn't ask. Yan Chuyu gritted her teeth. Don't pretend that you suddenly deal with me, isn't it? Tit just for your little chinger. I won't tease you anymore. Give me back the source of the vine words. I thought it was funny to speak. Study the autumn moon. What are you talking about with me now? She doesn't want to see it. Don't even think about finding her. I have long advised you not to do that. If you don't listen, you should accept the consequences, she said. She never wants to see you again. Hearing this, Yan Chuyu was in a trance, and her body became unstable, and she took 2 steps back. Could it be that she doesn't want to see me? Why do I love her so obviously? I just want her to be by my side. I don't have time to listen to madmen talking to themselves. Let the security guard marry someone off. When I saw the barrage, I was wrong. I shouldn't have criticized the female lead and the male lead in the first place. Thank you, Brother Wang, for the light of righteousness. Thanks to Brother Wang for sending the garden abroad. She could finally pursue her dream. Good begging. Good male lead. The dog is also busy barking. I don't seem to be lacking in this. Gu Qinghan is the one who got admitted to a famous school in this city at the age of 18 and was recognized by her father. Gu Qinghan is busy talking about cooperation. After solving the big trouble of Yan Chuyu, Gu Qinghan burst into tears thanks to Ling. However, I made a contract. You should also see a lawyer. Gu Qinghan was confused and asked what this was. I raised my eyebrows. Did I help you in vain to deal with Yan Chuyu? I spent a lot of effort. I want to invest in your company before converting it into a profit. I don't do loss-making business. Not even Gu Qinghan. So now Gu Qinghan is selling you more and more day by day. No way. I'm ready to die. Improve performance by 1 point. She can stay with me for 1 more month. Gu Qinghan lifted her feet and kissed the corner of my mouth gently. She solemnly promised. Don't worry. I will try my best. I will accompany you throughout my life to finish the entire text.